Good morning, everybody. This is George, your 59-year-old carnival friend from Bridgewater in Somerset, England. And today is really sort of an administration day about the Great British Meetup on August the 2nd. There's a few frequently asked questions, which I'll have hopefully have some answers. First, a couple of points. You'll probably notice I'm wearing a cap today. This was inspired by Dave Mack because I am follicularly challenged on the top of my head, and I've noticed that sometimes the light does tend to shine off it. So I thought I'll try the Dave Mack method of stopping that and wear a cap, and it appears to be working. Secondly, I've just come off the Dr. Kilt's Live, the 11 o'clock one here in the UK, 6 o'clock over in his time. And I'm very actually pleased to say that I'm now booked in for the Dr. Kilt's experience myself. Myself and Ali swapped emails yesterday, and I'm booked in at 11 o'clock in the morning on Friday, August the 1st, because there's nothing before. She's totally booked out for June and July. So unfortunately, I will not be able to advertise the meetup ticket sales on August the 1st because they would have ended by the 19th of July. However, I will be able to talk about the meetup and with Dr. Kilt's and various other subjects as well, such as my type 2 diabetes and Lainey's own cancer journey. So very much looking forward to that. I hope you can make the attempt to join us if you're not at work on 11 o'clock on Friday, August the 1st. So to move on to the meat of today's video, which is all about the administrative side of the Great British Meetup. Firstly, it's as we know, it's at Sourdown Farm in the village of Butley, very near Glastonbury. Access to there from London is either along the M4, basically to Chippenham or Bath, and then down the A37. And the other way from South London is down the A303 past Stonehenge until you get to the Poddermore roundabout on the A303, very near Yeovil. And then you hang a right on to the A37 up to Lidford on Foss and turn left there through Cainton Mandeville. So it's really quite easy. Coming down from the northwest, come down the M6, M5 till you get to junction 23 of the M5, and then join the A39 to Glastonbury. And again, it's really quite simple once you actually get to Glastonbury. There is a road which takes you out of Glastonbury pretty much straight to Butley. So that's not difficult. Coming down from the northeast, you might want to consider the M1, I think, then M25, and then the M4, and then the A37. The alternative route is to cut across country to pick up the M5 corridor and then join those who are coming down from the northwest. We got a question yesterday, I think probably from one of the speakers. Lauren passed it on to me. And that is about the setup for the actual speeches themselves. There is a good indoor room there, which will we might be a bit tight with the actual speeches themselves, but we will get everybody in there. The Sourdown do have a microphone and a single speaker, which is really quite powerful. However, nearer the time, we will possibly look into hiring a PA system. Obviously, very near Glastonbury, there are good local companies who do PA systems. If we feel that we're going to get enough people to need a really good PA system, then we will organise that. So that won't be a problem. Everybody will be able to hear the speeches, and they also have a large screen television mounted on the wall at Sourdown. I'm hoping that we will be able to stream. But to actually put up the slideshows that I know that our main speaker, Richard Smith, likes to put up, which is part of his presentation. But I will be going to the Sourdown a couple of times before the meetup, so I will check with all this. The first time I'm going to Sourdown is next Friday in the evening, because there is a public event there, which I think is tied in with an 80th birthday party. Ashley, our caterer, will be doing the hog roast on that occasion, so I will link up with Ashley. We have just had 100 flyers printed locally, which I had to pick up next Friday afternoon, and I will be taking those to Sourdown on the premise that basically anybody who is coming to buy from Ashley the Hog Roast will be meat eaters anyway, and they might well be interested in our meaty event on August the 2nd. Ashley tells me he's taking 200 rolls, as he calls it, because he, in his standard hog roast, he measures sales by the number of rolls he sells, which are obviously filled with crackling, stuffing, applesauce, and meat. So that's how he measures it. However, obviously on our occasion, I've spoken to Ashley, and there will be no rolls, there will be no applesauce or stuffing, although we have nodded through the English mustard just in case anybody wants to add a bit of spice to their meat. And on that note, anybody who would like to bring additional condiments, or if anybody's bringing somebody along who is not comfortable eating just meat and would like to have a bread roll, please feel free to bring along your own stuff. If you've got kids, for example, they might not want to eat pure meat. They might want to have some extras as well. You're free to actually bring along whatever else you wish to, and it's just that obviously it won't be included in the price. So that rounds up that little one about the catering. Other questions that we've had, dogs. Yeah, I checked with Lucy, who is the farmer at Sourdown Farm, and she is happy for well-behaved dogs to be on site, but because they are a poultry farm, the request is that they are kept on a lead at all times, because what we don't want is a feathery disaster. If even the most well-behaved of dogs can sometimes get carried away when they see chickens, sometimes sheep. I had a very good Labrador when I was working on the country estate. It was the Labrador's home, the country estate. Likes to take it for walks, and his big weakness was sheep. So we had a few discussions about that. And also when I was working on another estate, security, I had a German Shepherd called Max, who was great. He was absolutely solid when we went out walking. I take him off the lead in the woods, but he was a sucker for hares. And if a hare got up in front of him, that was it. He thought he was a greyhound and would set off, and then would be very apologetic afterwards. So even the best trained, best behaved dogs can sometimes give in to temptation. Hence, we would like all dogs to be kept on leads. Not so for children. Apparently, free-roaming children, well-behaved children are welcome. No problems there at all. And I know that many of you will be bringing children. Children go free to the actual meetup itself, and on the assumption that they won't be stuffing themselves stupid with all the meat and the crackling and everything else that goes with it. And again, if you wish to bring some extra stuff to feed the kids, more than welcome to do so. There is no child's play area at Sourdown. They did think about that, but the problem was that too many of the people who went to the events were not supervising their children. And obviously playgrounds can be quite dangerous, and so unsupervised children might have had an accident. Therefore, there is no children's play area. However, there is plenty of room on the field for them to run around, maybe kick a ball, and just generally burn off their energy. So, car parking on the day. There is a massive field which is a gently sloping field which goes up a hill, and the entrance is off Sub Lane in Butley, in the village of Butley, or as you're going into the village of Butley, and it's at the top of the field rather than coming in through the main entrance to Sourdown Farm, because that is where the farm shop is, and they would like to keep that clear really for their farm shop customers, because the farm shop will be open on the day of the meetup. Therefore, you'll be coming in through the top field, and I think we'll be parking basically down one side of the field. And for those who are actually bringing camper vans or tents, they will be directed to the centre or the other 2/3 of the field, if you like, where you can actually set up your camper vans or your camping equipment. The camping will be £10 per night, which I think Lucy will probably collect as you leave, because I know that here in Somerset we tend to trust people probably a bit too much, really. But for example, Her shop is not staffed. There is an honesty box there. So that is the nature of the beast here. So please just make sure before you leave on the Sunday morning that you pay for the whatever camping you've done, whether it be for 2 nights, Friday and Saturday, or whether it be for just the 1 night. Then it's £10 per night, basically. So square that up with Lucy. That will be good. Yeah, so that covers a lot of what I wanted to say today. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to say. Yeah, if you've got any questions, please put them in comments, and I will endeavour to answer them. Just give you a quick rundown of Soudan. There are 2 undercover areas, one of them being the barn, the other one being the marquee. The bar and I believe there's a cafe now in the barn. That is probably where the speaking will take place, and possibly the disco later. The marquee basically is extra seating areas if, God forbid, we actually do have a wet day in August, then it will be a good place to go and eat and to sit down and to socialise. But if we have good weather, then it will be nice to socialise just in the open areas, but around the field. There'll be plenty of chance to mingle, and we're all going to catch up with each other. It's going to be lovely to meet you all, and I think we will have enough time to do that, because the speeches will end at around lunchtime, maybe around 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then we'll go straight into the feast, which Ashley is providing, and then we'll have a good sort of 4 hours to catch up before the disco, and then the entertainment will start around 5:30. And we'll go on into the evening. We do have the venue until 11 o'clock. I'm thinking about maybe a 10 o'clock, 10:30 cut-off for the disco. And then we can all either make our way home, and as I will be doing, because I only live 17 miles away, or we can actually return to our tents for the night. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for today. I say this has largely just been an admin one, so apologies to our American friends who might not be able to make it. However, I will be back in the future with some more stories, some more ideas. If anybody's got anything they would like me to cover, just put it in comments. And in the meantime, I will say farewell, my friends, and I will see you soon. So, cheerio.